You ever feel someone watching you long before you even know they're there? That night, I learned what it really means to be alone, and to realize too late that you weren't that I was 25, working the graveyard shift at a small roadside inn just outside of town. The kind of place no one remembers staying at. 2 floors, 20-something rooms, stale coffee in the lobby, and that humming neon sign that buzzed like a trapped fly in the dark. I liked it quiet. I liked that nobody came in after midnight. Until he did that IT was around 11:15 when the front buzzer went off. Through the glass doors, I saw a man standing there in the drizzle, tall, maybe mid-40s, a baseball cap pulled low, rain dripping off the brim. He smiled, but there was nothing behind it. Just stillness that I let him in. He asked for a room. His voice was too calm, like someone reading a script they'd already memorized. I ran his card, it beeped, went through, and I handed him the key to room 203. He stared at me a moment too long before walking away. That look wasn't hostile. It wasn't even curious. It was like he was cataloging me. And for some reason, it made my skin crawl. But I brushed it off. I'd seen weird travelers before. About an hour later, I looked up from my phone, and there he was again, sitting in the lobby. The TV was off. He wasn't on his phone. He wasn't reading. Just sitting there, facing the blank screen like it was showing him something I couldn't see. Did I try to ignore it? Told myself he just couldn't sleep. But after 30 minutes of silence, the air started to feel heavy, like every second stretched too long. When I walked across the lobby to grab water, I felt his eyes on me the entire way. Not blinking, just watching. I didn't dare look back. 8:01 a.m. I decided to check the booking system, maybe distract myself. That's when I froze. Room 203, vacant, in O check-in record. No transaction. No name. Nothing. My hands went cold. I knew I'd swiped that card. I heard the beep. I gave him the key. I called the room anyway. It rang. 10 times. No answer. Then I checked the door log. It showed 0 entries. He never went to the room. He'd been sitting in that lobby the entire time. When I glanced up, he was still there. Same position. Same empty stare. Like a mannequin someone forgot to move. I don't know what scared me more. That he hadn't left? Or that I'd stopped noticing how long he'd been there. Did I call my manager? She told me to keep an eye on him. Like that was supposed to help. T2 a.m. He vanished. 1 minute he was there. The next, gone. I scanned the hallway cameras, and my blood ran cold. He was standing in the corridor near the bathrooms, half hidden in shadow, facing the wall. Not moving. Then, slowly, he turned toward the camera. Right then, I knew he knew I was watching. For the next hour, I tracked him through every camera feed. Sometimes he was by the vending machine. Sometimes standing near the stairwell. Once, I saw him standing in the corner of the lobby where the lights didn't reach. Always motionless. Always staring. WY 3:30, my nerves were shot. I called the police. Told them a man was inside who shouldn't be. They said someone was on the way. Minutes crawled. I kept my eyes on the monitors. Then I saw him again. This time just feet from the front desk, 15 feet of silence between us. His head tilted slightly, like he was listening for something. When he finally spoke, his voice was so low I could barely understand. Is there any food? I told him about the vending machines. My voice shook. He smiled, small, deliberate, and walked away. That smile, it wasn't human. It was knowing. T410. The cops finally arrived. I let them in and pointed where he was sitting. They spoke to him, asked for ID. He didn't resist, didn't argue, just smiled. They took him outside, and one officer came back in to tell me the truth. He wasn't a guest. The card he used was stolen. He'd never booked a room anywhere. He just wanted access. Access to me. Access to them. He'd been wandering the hallways for hours, standing outside doors, watching, listening. When my shift ended that morning, I sat in my car until sunrise, too scared to drive home. I kept thinking about how long he'd been in that building, how many cameras I didn't check, how many corners I didn't see. And every night since, when the lobby goes quiet and the lights flicker just a bit, I find myself staring at that same chair where he's Saturday sometimes. I swear I see a shadow move. Just enough to make me wonder if he ever really left. Beat, quiet inhale. You think you'd recognize evil if it was standing right in front of you. But sometimes it just looks like a man asking for a room.